It's still morning. It's actually 11:24, June 14th. Uh, it's the youngin's birthday. Yesterday was his birthday officially, the 13th. Um, so 14 years ago, the miracle happened, and I had a son through his mother, of course. And there it is. There was a miracle because he was a preemie. He was scheduled to be born August the 4th, which is ironically my father's birthday, right? And it never comes out to the exact date. Science ain't like that dope when it comes to reality. But yeah, this is Volothank Modulus Tautology. Am I pronouncing my modulus? I gotta practice my own name. And I'm sitting here on a Saturday morning. Um, I've been chilling, doing what I do, enjoying life. And tomorrow's Father's Day, so he made me officially an official father because my first biological son. Yeah, I got kids that I call my kids, but what I mean. It is something different when it's your actual seed, you know. And it's sad that some people take that as being a bragger, you know. I'm not bragging. It's pride isn't evil. Um, True pride is love God. I'm just keeping it 100 with you. Respect Lord, seek wisdom, and then we get into questioning the Sabbath day and fatherhood, mother, and all the rest of the rules that I laid down, or the commandments. When I read it and study, that's what I came up with, and I shared it with y'all to all right, now y'all understand that. So now let's take this hip hop to a whole new level because I am hip hop. All right, it's nothing to argue and debate about. I'll say it to the teacher's face. I am hip hop, and if he want to battle, we're just gonna have to battle. It's just how it is. I know he's gonna come at me metaphorically. I'm gonna come at him epistemologically and see if he's ready for this type of tautological onslaught. Because I like to spit the truth. I ain't into that telling lies and being false. You see, Karis once said hip hop started. He's the one. Right? If y'all want to blame somebody, he's the one that said it August the 14th. I don't know the exact date. 1973. He said, I'm supposed to be playing a game too. So let me see if I can get this game to load. There it is. Classics. Yeah, I'm on the Wii U. This is my favorite all-time system of all time. I don't even know if this game gonna work right now. Well, I just had a game playing in the background to in real time to demonstrate the game. If my son was here, I would let him play while I sit there and lay my raps down and continue to teach the culture, the community, and the consciousness that is hip hop. Because there seems to be some confusion in it, and people claiming to be that which I am, and most definitely there's confusion when I say I am a foundational black American. A lot of confusion. B1. There's confusion with B1, right? I say B1, and you step to me and say I'm brownish red one. All right, that's what's up, right? I ain't got a problem with that. Now I'm brownish red one. That's why, you know what I mean. When that sun really kick in, I get black. I definitely get black, but therein is where we have Crayola wanting to change the colloquial rhetoric of the colors, because black and white is at war. I guess, allegedly, right? And because we're supposed to be polarizing in thoughts, But oh, let me. The title is kind of hot, right? So this is the very first Splatoon, and so there's a Splatoon 2 and there's a Splatoon 3 on the Switch 1. You can also play them on the Switch 2. I don't know, like I haven't been seeing any feedback of how it plays on the Switch 2, if it's any different or looks a little different, and do they have server issues or whatever? I don't know. But from my understanding, right, it should be able to play Splatoon 2 and Splatoon 3 on the Switch 2 alongside with other Switch 1 players. Like it should work like that. And then Switch 4 might not be back, might not be available for Switch 1. That's would be my logic behind it. But we'll see it as more and more people are playing their Switch 2s and trying different games and sharing them on the internet. All I can do is share my Wii U and Switch 1 games, and the kid will be. I got a couple of videos that I'm going to share after this about this. Let me hit both buttons. All right, there it is. Okay, so okay, see. Now with this game, I actually have to. I have a gamepad controller in my hand, so I have to use the gamepad controller to move. Like I'm using a gyro. I forget all my technical terms. My gyro, and inside the thing is built with a gyro. And okay. So it plays this plays a lot different than it would with the Switch 1, because I have to recenter too sometimes. It's been a while since I played this. So, but I just wanted to, show around town, different dummy people rapping. But as you can see though, right? This is a city that is inspired by hip hop culture. Right? This is Japanese made, but that's the first thing I noticed when playing these games, and you know what I mean, like one of the first ones was a game called Papa the Rapper. Highly inspired by hip hop culture, our community, and most importantly, our consciousness. Sometimes we forget that. So like Harris One was saying, I have to look up the exact date, and we'll respect it as that. In 1973, Kool Herc had a party, and hence hip hop began. But hip hop was already around before that. We all knew that. In the 60s, is like I say, hip hop is an American culture created by the children of the 1960 civil rights movement, and that's why I say anybody born 1960 to 1979 is actually a Generation X. We are the children of the 1960s civil rights movement. My parents are a little older; they're baby boomers, but they were children back in 1962. TOO also. Which building is this? Okay, so in 19, so prior to 1960 they were born, and I didn't want to come in this building. Oh, he kicked me out. I'm level 13. So as you can see, I ain't never really played this game. That's sad, right? I wanted to get more into it. So yeah. So like I was saying, I gotta be online. Okay. I gotta. Okay. But I think there's online issues too I'm gonna have with this game. We'll figure all that out. I'm sure it's still playable in some kind of capacity. Um, I'm not hooked up online right now, and I got to figure all that back out with my Wii U. So like I was saying, I was born prior to '73. I'm a '71 baby, so That's when I say hip hop began, 1971. 1972, um, the music was already sharing the culture. So, 1972, a classic came out by Chuck D. Talked about a different one. I wonder what the year that came out. You had what group was that? The Isley Brothers had a song called "Fight the Power." So Isley Brothers had "Fight the Power" before Chuck D and them had "Fight the Power," and he's been saying that recently on the air and everything, and much respect to Chuck D. You know what I mean? Um, it is corny that him and Professor Griff are still having beef, right? But um, you know, it is what it is. They need to figure that out as brothers. But they've been, it is what it is. That's not. I'm not here to gossip. Like that's one of the things that I want to share. Like I'm not a gossiper. I ain't got time for all that. That's why I don't care for Charlemagne. Like what they do is okay. Okay, that's the battle dojo. I gotta see what that. I don't even know what that did. I was trying to see the practice or something. So, and I'm not staying on here too long. I know I can't go into battle royal because I'm offline. But I'll figure out what I can and can't do, and still try to make a couple videos about this game because it's still playable in a lot of aspects. Um, I just wanted to show where it came from, where Splatoon came from. They have another new. They do have off swing game for Splatoon. Um, I'm going to use Splatoon when to talk more about the history of Splatoon as we move forward. Like I might do some Splatoon 2 gameplay a little later on today or tomorrow. I just wanted to make a quick video to because I haven't. I made videos, but and I have to share them, and I just wanted to put it in perspective and say hello to everyone. Say happy birthday to my son. Happy Father's Day to all the brothers. The brotherhood of man. Because we are the ones that are making the fatherhood of God. So, this is not to spite motherhood or women like you know the cancel culture like to do. Like that's what we're dealing with. Cancel culture, and that's not what I'm about. I'm sitting back just laughing at the cancel culture. And I'm just and it's like they're losing right now because we're historically documenting our true culture, and that's what I'm doing right now. So like I was saying, Isley Brothers, but the one that I was really focusing on today was Curtis Mayfield's Superfly. Came out in 1972. And that's the album, and that's the movie, and that's the original hip hop genre theatrical movie art, right? That's what we, when I got old enough to, all right, now let's see what this hip hop is really about in the 80s and 90s. When I had to go back to the 70s to, what was it really about? What was hip hop really about? And I mean, we can go track for track on that album alone. That album is next level. But the one that just, reflected on me because they're telling us one thing that we bunch of, simps and 304s is nothing on me, right? Ain't got nothing. I'm so glad I got my own. So glad that I can see my life's a natural high. The man can't put nothing on me. Hold on, I gotta do it like Curtis. I'm so glad. I'm so. I wish I had earphones on. I ain't got earbuds, so I'm so glad I got my own. I'm so glad I got my own. So glad that I can see my life's a natural high. The man can't put nothing on me. I'm so glad I got my own. So glad that I can see my life's a natural high. The man can't put nothing on me. I mean, classic hip hop right there. It's like, what do you that's R&B. No, that's funk. No. That's hip hop right there. Those lyrics, the whole concept, hip hop. It's they all on cocaine and on crack and on. No. No, it's a freedom song, yo. Just like White Lines was. You know? Don't do it. White Lines, don't do it. Like that. That's what we be consistently doing. But, you know, they want to promote, do it. Right? Therein is where the confusion of not. Because they clearly said, don't do it in White Lines. Curtis Mayfield is clearly saying, leave that stuff alone, right? The man isn't helping us build businesses, legit businesses. The man isn't going to help us with jobs. So we have to create our own businesses in order to create our own jobs. We get it. That's what the Rainbow Coalition is kind of fronting to be, right? But you're still trying to build off of a lie, and hence that's why foundational Black Americans have been really criticizing, especially Jamal Bryant, in boycotting Target. And hey, so all right, we'll go to Walmart, and Walmart is just like, oh, come on in. We don't do that DEI here anyway. I'm so glad I got my own. So glad that I can see my life's a natural high. The man can't put nothing on me. I gotta eat headphones. I can get my voice back. Thanks to G sent a video of this dude singing some and it's like, yeah, I used to harmonize a little bit. Spit some bars too. But I'm into playing some games with the son right now, and with y'all. So I'm gonna come back with some more gaming. I wish I should have showed some of the guns. I'll be a little more prepared to show guns and everything on the other one. I just wanted to show where the artwork came from, because this game is very hip hop inspired. The culture, and the culture is worldwide. They don't want you to think that, but that's what's worldwide. Now the globalism wants to take over our country. It's talking about America, USA. They want to take over the USA, and even to go as far as to say that we're the West. Like, nah, we not the West. We the United States of America. That's what we are, you know. And we have a relationship with Canada, and we have a relationship with Mexico, and we don't have beef with each other. We shouldn't have beef with each other, and but there's a border, and don't come into our country burning our flags and acting like y'all foundational Black Americans when y'all not. You know, y'all not even ADOS. You know, ADOS is American descendants of slavery or something like that. 1619 is the date they like to use, but they don't even know their own history. I mean, they do, but it's, you know, it is what it is. So, but as we fighting to get these borders in order, and y'all watching that computer generated um, people walk around, because these, like, there was a time where they would have been real people online that I could conversate with them with drawing on my pad kind of a thing. I don't even know how to do that anymore. I might play this a little bit off screen. How much time I put in? So, 20 minutes is enough. Battle Dojo, lobby, weapons. Okay. No problem. So yeah, I gotta hook my what's name back up to the internet before I be able to do anything like that. Battle Dojo. So love God, our Father, art of time, hip hop, life, love one. Or mother, right? Mother one. One mother, that's what we have, right? That is God is love, hip hop is life, time is holy. Oh, okay, I gotta connect another controller. Okay, no problem. Time is holy. Money is nothing more than that fourth dimensional illusion that really doesn't exist. Because hip hop is actually the art of making the most out of life. I'm gonna throw a couple of these things together. I'll be back shortly. Thanks for listening, subscribing, hit the like button, and I try to put a nice little what's the name together for this thumbnail or something dope. So I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.